Hey there, it's Jamie Allison from Epitome Human Resources, and just wanted to go through a couple of things about performance management systems. We've been doing a lot of work in the last little while with a number of organizations who are struggling with a performance management system. It's a pretty common issue, and there's lots of debate about what to do and about your system and what kind of system to use and automation and all those things. But in most of the work we found, there have been a few kind of key reasons why it's not working. Number one being that managers in a lot of these organizations are relying on process. And when I say that, I mean it becomes a tick the box exercise. Meaning that it's just driven by process, but really the true value of performance management and the development process that comes out of it is about the good conversations that are happening and making sure that they're honest and upfront, and that's where you get some of the value. The other one is that there, in many cases, there isn't a real link to a greater purpose, and that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be something that is extremely profound. It can mean somebody who's maybe a few levels down in an organization being able to see their path to the overall strategy or plan for the organization. So there has to be that link in there. The other thing that I find is very common is that everybody's a superstar at some organizations. And I think we all know that not everybody is, but that's kind of the piece that bumps off of managers not having those good conversations. It also means that you're getting a lot of organizations that people don't have the tough conversations. So it's much easier just to say, you're doing a fantastic job, put it through, and then grumble about it later. So we see that in a lot of organizations. The other one is the whole Rashid is a much more difficult marker than, say, Marcia is, and being able to really kind of get that over you. So any of the systems that we've put in place, you have to have a calibration component to make sure that your interpretation of a rating and my interpretation of a rating are similar, and that we benchmark that. But the other part is as well, it does kind of force some of that accountability around the conversations as well. And the last one is kind of a two-pronged thing, in that it's something that managers do and something that employees do. And employees, one of the main gaffes sometimes from their perspective is that they aren't taking responsibility for their own development. Development is sometimes seen as something that's done to them rather than something that they're very involved in, and that it's up to them and up to me and up to anybody else in an organization to really help kind of chart my path and figure out where I want to go, and then lean on the organization to help get there. But it again isn't the whole responsibility of the organization to do that. And then the last part that I think is probably most crucial is that managers who are really good know that whether it's performance management, whether it's any other kind of human resources process, it's part of your job, and it's probably the most important part of your job in order to be able to optimize the experience for the people that you're involved with. Performance management, regardless of what the process or how it's put together, is nothing without the discussions and without the relationships and engagement that's built through it. So I'd say that's the last one. So those are a few steps that are kind of we see as being things if you're figuring out what to do to tweak your system. If you need help for any of the other stuff, then feel free to contact us, and we'll see what we can do to help you. It's www.epitome, epitomehr.com, and give us a shout, and we'll see what we can do.